Hey everyone, thanks for joining. It's Paulette here, and this video is to go over our portion control containers from Beachbody. They're the fun color-coded containers for our portion control per day. So we've got my compilation here. Uh-oh, I don't have my, to just do it, something fun like this. So we've got our containers, and I'm going to just briefly go through what each one of these containers is for. So I'm going to try to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. So it depends on what calorie bracket you're in will determine how many of each color you get. But no matter what calorie bracket you're in, you're always going to have one orange and one blue. So keep that in mind as I'm going through this. So like I said, it depends on what calorie bracket you're in. I know for me, I'm in a calorie bracket where I have 4 greens and 3 purples, 4 reds, and 3 yellows, in addition to the 1 blue and 1 orange. But what does all of this mean? Because there's a lot of different colors, and you're like, well, why do you get 3 purples and 4 greens and blah, blah, blah. So let's go through quickly what each color is. So starting with green, veggies, okay? Fill it up, smush it on top. Try to get as many veggies as you can in there. I was going to use my purple lid here. And try to get as many veggies as you can get into this one container for 1 green container count. For me personally, I use a green container in the morning in my shake. I put spinach in it. So I fill up a green container worth of spinach and dump that into the blender and mix that all in. So that's a way that I'm able to get in some hidden veggies in my day that because I know that that's an area for me, getting in 4 of these is kind of hard. I'm not a rabbit. I really don't care for eating veggies. Even though I don't mind eating them, it's not something I'm going to seek out. So I try to hide them so that I know that I'm getting them all in. So green veggies, because a lot of veggies are green. Your purple container is your fruit container. Fruits. I like to put my fruits in here, like berries or melon or kiwi. I cut them up and I put them right into the container, and that's how I measure them out. Certain fruits you don't necessarily have to put into the container to measure it. For example, a small apple is considered 1 purple. A medium orange, 1 purple. A half a banana, 1 purple. So some of them you don't actually have to physically cut up and put into the container to measure. They already are considered a pre-measured fruit, but you want to try to get in whatever your allotted amount of fruits in per day. Once again, I get a lot of my nutritional, my colors in my shake in the morning. So I put in a half a banana in my shake. There's my purple container. And then I only have 2 more fruits to get through for the day. And sometimes it's a morning snack and then an afternoon snack, or sometimes morning snack and lunch. It depends. So purple container, fruits. Moving on to red. Red container is your proteins. So this is going to be your chicken, your fish, your pork, steak, shrimp, any kind of other seafood sometimes falls into this category. Tofu falls into this category. Cottage cheese, yogurt, ricotta cheese counts as this category. For me, being Italian, when I make the meatballs, I'll do like a meatball parm, and I'll put extra scoop of ricotta cheese with it because that counts as a red. So that's a way that I'm able to sneak in a little extra red without eating that much more meat. Another thing I'll do, again, with ricotta cheese is if I get a white pie, I get that with extra ricotta cheese as well as broccoli on it. So then I have my veggies and I have a red in addition to the yellow, which is our carb. So you may have all seen like the memes or the wine glasses or the t-shirts or whatever. It all says, I saved my yellows, or I did it for the yellows, or whatever it is. Yellows are our carbs, which we all love. And yes, it is this little thing of carbs. But the best part is that you do get to pack it down. So I know when I make pasta, I pack it in there and then I close it up just to make sure that I didn't go over. But that's how I do measure out my pasta, is with the yellow container. So, carbs, pasta, bread, potato, a lot of those regular starchy vegetables that you think. Corn counts as a yellow, beans count as a yellow. So just be mindful and take a look. There is a pretty long list of what counts as a yellow, but you only get, for me, I only get 3 of them. So I'm trying to be mindful about which yellows I'm going to use. If you have milk, counts as a yellow. So for me, I have a half a cup of milk in my morning shake, and it's a yellow. So sometimes I'll skip the milk in my shake and just use water. So then I save a yellow for something else that I'm going to have that day. But yellows are your carbs. So be mindful about them. You can save them up till the end of the day, and then you get your 3 yellows. Yellow, carbs. Blue is your healthy fats. So this is going to be your cheese, avocado, peanuts, a lot of variety with your blue. Hummus goes in a blue. I know for me, sometimes I'll split it and I'll do a half a blue of hummus and then a half a blue of cheese for the day. So I'll do like carrots and hummus, and I'll only use a half a container, and I'll use a half a container blue of cheese on my meatball parm, or on my chicken tacos, or on whatever else I'm going to eat, on my turkey sandwich, whatever it is. So you don't have to use a full container in one serving. You could always separate them, and that goes for even the reds or the yellow. If you didn't want to separate, you can do a half a container of each. The goal is just to eat a full container by the end of the day. So blues are your healthy fats, like I shared. Orange is your seeds and dressings. So for me, this was an area I struggled with the most. I liked salads, but I didn't really eat them every day. So for me, filling up a container worth of dressing, I was still missing out on my orange containers. So what I decided was, I do flaxseed. Every morning I have flaxseed in my shake, and that counts as part of my seeds. This could be sunflower seeds shaken onto a container, on a salad. It could be, what other seeds? I think it was like pumpkin seeds. Peanuts can also be classified under an orange. So if you like peanuts, decide which you want to use them in. That's one that can kind of go under both. So that is your orange. So you get this nice variety of colors throughout the day, and it might seem like, oh gosh, like just one container, like it's so small. But really, when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, how much of it you're eating, it actually does come out to be a big portion. And if you're mindful and you plan out your meals, your meal for your breakfast and your lunch and for your dinner doesn't have to seem so small. Okay, so sometimes I'll do 2 greens at a night if I'm doing like taco salad. So I'll do 2 greens of salad plus a container of ground turkey with my taco meat, plus a half a container of cheese. Okay, and if I want to do any kind of like tortilla strips on it, I can do that, or whatever I want to make my my container here, my yellow container. I can add some salsa to it, and there's my meal. So it actually comes out to be a pretty large meal. I could do a half a container of cheese and a half container of avocado if I wanted to do that. So you kind of get to mix it up and play with it, and that's the fun part about all of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I answered some of your questions about these containers and what they mean and stuff like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Bye.